At Elysium Wealth Advisors, we're often asked, what is your view on the US economy as we look ahead to 2026? The short answer is that we see a shift from volatility to stability, supported by improvements in inflation, interest rates, and corporate profitability. But the real story is more nuanced, and that's what I'd like to walk you through today. 1. The macro backdrop, a move toward steady growth. After several years of economic turbulence, from pandemic disruptions to inflation shocks, the US economy is showing signs of returning to trend-level growth in 2026. We expect GDP expansion to moderate but remain positive. Much of this is driven by three pillars. 1. A resilient consumer, supported by a strong job market and gradual real income recovery. 2. Corporate investment, especially in automation and AI. 3. Government spending, particularly from multi-year infrastructure and industrial policy programs. These forces collectively create a macro environment that is not overheated, but not recessionary either, what we would call constructive normalization. 2. Inflation and interest rates, stability returns. Inflation has been the defining economic story of the past few years. But by 2026, we foresee inflation settling closer to the long-term target the Federal Reserve aims for. This improved inflation backdrop should allow the Federal Reserve to move toward a more predictable and less restrictive interest rate stance. For investors, this matters greatly. A stable rate environment reduces uncertainty across 1. Borrowing costs. 2. Mortgage and real estate markets. 3. Corporate capital planning. 4. Valuations in both equity and fixed income. In short, 2026 is shaping up to be a period where interest rates support growth rather than suppress it. 3. Productivity, technology and the AI effect. One of the most important but underappreciated drivers of the 2026 outlook is productivity growth, especially from artificial intelligence and automation. We are now moving from experimental AI use to broad adoption across sectors: financial services, healthcare, logistics, manufacturing, and more. Companies are not just testing AI, they are integrating it into daily operations. This has two implications. 1. Higher corporate efficiency, meaning better profit margins. 2. Reduced labor shortages, as AI augments staffing in industries that struggle to find workers. The result is a structural uplift in the economy that supports equity markets and encourages long-term investment. 4. Corporate earnings, a gradual strengthening. Corporate America remains extraordinarily competitive. Despite short-term pressures, we expect earnings growth to improve into 2026. This improvement is driven by 1. Productivity gains. 2. Stabilizing input costs. 3. Healthy balance sheets. 4. Ongoing consumer demand. Earnings don't need to surge, they simply need to grow steadily. And that steady growth is precisely what supports long-term equity performance. 5. Key risks we are monitoring. No outlook is complete without risks. For 2026, we are paying close attention to 1. Fiscal pressures, especially rising federal debt. 2. Geopolitical tensions, including trade realignments and global election cycles. 3. Asset valuations, which remain elevated in certain sectors. 4. Energy supply constraints, particularly related to the transition toward renewable infrastructure. These risks are real, but at present, they appear manageable within well-diversified portfolios. 6. What this means for investors. Putting all of this together, 2026 looks set to be a year characterized by moderate, stable economic growth, a more predictable interest rate environment, improving corporate profitability, structural tailwinds from AI, infrastructure, and energy investment. For investors, it reinforces the importance of staying invested, remaining diversified, and focusing on high-quality exposures in sectors benefiting from long-term transformation. At Elysium Wealth Advisors, our commitment is to help you navigate these shifts with clarity and confidence. If you'd like to understand how this 2026 outlook should influence your investment strategy, we invite you to connect with us. Our team at Elysium Wealth Advisors is ready to help you position your portfolio with clarity, discipline, and confidence. Reach out today to schedule your private consultation. The information in this video is provided for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, investment, or legal advice. Economic forecasts and market outlooks are based on current conditions and are subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any investment decisions should be made based on your personal objectives, risk tolerance, and financial circumstances. Elysium Wealth Advisors does not guarantee any specific outcomes. For personalized advice, please consult the Elysium Wealth team.